Let me just say, this thing gets on my nerves the way that it looks all the time. It's like I have it as dark can be in this room. Like, I don't know how to. I don't know. It's so annoying. It is so annoying. But like then it looks like ridiculous. I don't know how to explain it, guys. How are you all doing? All right. I did have my sweatshirt on and everything. Like, I've been busy this morning, guys. And my body can't decide if it's hot or cold. Because I take it off and I'm like, oh, it's chilly. And I'm like, when I had it on, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Because it's freezing here. It is freezing. Tomorrow, we might have snow flurries. Oh my God, it's the way it is. And then 2 days later, they're predicting nearly 80-degree weather. The autumn, fall time around here. And let me just tell you. Yep. Me too today. Here's the thing. I do half calf, right? But I had a business meeting this morning. It's a business meeting. I had to I do work for some people, helping them with their business kind of stuff. So anywho, was working on it and, half caffeine because we all know me. Go there and I order some coffee, okay? And I distinctly remember saying decaf. By the time I was done, and it wasn't like one of those pumped full of sugar ones, I was like, oh, that had to be full throttle. So today was full throttle. Okay. Hence why I'm like, my body can't decide. Like, I don't know what it is about caffeine, but caffeine be getting me going. That is the only time I have a hot flash, y'all. I don't care what you say. I am not of the age where I have hot flashes. My body, I am going to be like 60 before I go through menopause. Like, when I tell you all, there's not one iota of indication that I'm even in perimenopause. So I want to hear it. No, nobody say nothing. Anywho. So the only time I get it is like, and I think it's because my body's like, metabolism? What is that? And then the caffeine gets in me and it's like, like, it just is. So I'll be drinking some water today. Because, we need to hydrate. And you see how, like, I'm convincing myself to drink it by making sure it's a little small? So when I finish it, I'm like, I accomplished something. I'm usually, like, doctoring my water so that I can drink it. And they always tell you, drink room temperature. I have to have it ice cold or piping hot. This lukewarm crap. So, baby steps. Celebrating the small things. I got nothing coming on before this. Just kept feeling like, go ahead and do it. And I was like, but sometimes you feel into something beforehand. And I was like, well, if I'm not feeling into anything, why even do it? I had a busy morning, all that kind of stuff. Like, just do it. So I'm assuming there's something that's ready to come through. And I'm so tired of light. Like, I don't know about you all, but my brain can't with the light anymore. I'm going to get one of those, like, really dull lights. Like, because this is the kind where it's like those bright headlights on the road that you're like, oh, I wish I could yank you out of your vehicle. Kind. So anywho, and it's irritating the living fire. Like I'm neurodivergent, guys. I'm light sensitive. It is not okay. I am not cool with it. Oh, there. I just hit it behind the other lights. Oh, it's somewhat better. It's still a little bit, but good God. Have you noticed? I have never played with lights nearly as much. Sometimes I forget to turn it on, but they have not bothered me nearly as much as they have in the last 2 months. I don't know what it is. Anyways, let's dive in. Welcome to Weird and WooWoo. We're weird and we're WooWoo. Just is what it is. This is what we do. So, As always, if you stick around, please hit the like button. It's only polite if you're actually watching it. Yeah, let's just let's see here. Okay. I feel like Hermetic Tarot is an old friend. I don't know why I'm feeling like that, but it's just like there's a familiar feeling coming off of this. So I don't know. So let's go ahead and shake. What is this called? Oh, why today? What is it? Shuffle. Shake. I swear. This is not a day. Do not be encouraging me to come on if it's going to be a brain fart kind of a day, Spirit. Like, seriously? For what? Oh, that was fast. Ace of Cups. I got no energy coming off of it. I just see Ace of Cups. Huh. Let's wait and see. I just heard Fountain of Youth. Somebody gonna feel young again, vibrant again. Okay, almost. Okie dokie. Let's see. All right, I'm going to pull some clarifying cards really quick. I feel like they need to. I'm already getting a bit of something here, but I'm going to pull some clarifying cards, okay? So just hang tight. It's all good. It's all good. Although, Terry, since you've had 2 cups of coffee, you may be like, I can't sit. Like, you may not have patience right now. Coffee may make me want to, like... I'm going to put that back because that fell out. Okay, tell me about that one. That doesn't feel like it. This doesn't feel like anything over here. It feels like it's an energy. I'm going to set this over here. It doesn't feel like a clarifying. It feels like an energy. Okay. It does make sense. I'm going to put the energy over here. So just going to say this may lean a little more towards the romantic love side of things. Terry, you are young. What the hell are you talking about, Terry? To best of my knowledge, you were about 30 or 28 or some shit like that. Boy. Wait, what? This was flipped. Oh! Incoming, I heard. Incoming. I don't know how I did that, but that was what? Okay, here's the deal. Fountain of Youth is what I'm feeling like with the Ace of Cups. Vibrant, alive. Maybe Fountain of Youth gives it a bit more of like teenage vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like the way you would experience excitement about something when you were younger. Okay. When before the weight of the world, that's the energy over here. 10 of Wands, weight of the world, Lord of oppression, made things not feel so sparkly and new. So fountain of youth, like that. It's funny because the Ace of Cups it's the potential of love. It is what love can become. It is what love brings to us. It is the epitome of our cup being utterly full, and the way in which we experience the world as a result, right? But this is like somebody feeling new, brand new, because we have the King of Wands coming on strong to the Queen of Swords, who, by the way, has already beheaded something or someone. And the Queen of Swords is what was the center energy here. And I was like, oh, some Queen of Swords is about to have somebody hot and heavy. Like, this person doesn't play games. Queen of Swords don't play no games. Like, the moment you present yourself, I see a little something, I'm like, that's sus. I'm like, it's done. Like, you come correct. Like, this is not desperation here. Okay, this is a little guarded, actually, but I feel really like I'm not playing. I ain't got time for this shit. That's what it feels like, right? So I don't know. Here's the thing. It feels like, at first, it felt like the idea of somebody's very bold to approach somebody who, whether they realize it or not, gives off the air of not remotely interested in anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everything's just like, Queen of Swords has great conversation. Isn't exactly, it might be witty, but this doesn't feel like I am actively flirting or sending out any kind of signals whatsoever that I'm a looking. Okay. In fact, you might lean towards the might have a few choice words if somebody were to hit on you, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you thought that was cute. You thought saying that was really cute. I'm sorry. You know, it's kind of like a smart alecky, cut you off with her words kind of a situation where it's like, she doesn't have to be like, she just full stop. Like, there's like a full stop there. It's just what it feels like. Just a full stop. So the fact that somebody's gung-ho, King of Wands, is like, will come on heavy. No qualms about what they want. Will they focus on their object of desire and put their full intensity behind it? So to have this fountain of youth, this cup, paired with the King of Wands, it felt like this hot and heavy almost makes this Queen of Swords feel like young again. Or maybe they're a King of Swords, but they come on hot and heavy like a Knight of, King of Swords, shit. King of Wands, but like coming on hot and heavy the way a Knight of Wands would, like really laid it on thick. It's curious. It's curious that they I don't know, fountain of youth. Like, like this, like a very invigorating, go lucky, like just pep in your step kind of, I mean, just adventurous. Like his energy, the King of Wands energy is really good. It is almost like his energy isn't encumbered. There's nothing like cumbersome about it. There isn't anything like weighed down about his energy. And it's almost as if it feels like I wanted to say like something about the way that he comes on, okay, to the Queen of Swords is a little bit like, how do I put this shit? It switches things up. It ignites something, okay? It makes somebody feel like a kid again. Like a kid again. Over here we have the Fool with the Page of Wands. This is an electric new start. This is an electric new connection. There's chemistry, there flirtation, there is desire, hella interest. There's a spark. There's a spark. And the fact that this is close to the Queen of Swords is like, that's what gives me the feeling of like, okay, so we have the Fountain of Youth over here, like making someone feel young again. Like, you know, when you meet somebody where you, because the Queen of Swords is like, been there, done that. That's the reason why I'm in this energy. Okay. I have this sourpuss type of outlook, for the lack of a better term, where it's like, you'd have to come with something spectacular for me to even give you the time of day. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be, and then suddenly, boop, Mr. All kinds of fucking energy landing on thick, like almost like a confidence that almost is cocky, but is not. Just I feel like saying like he's just bebopping it in. And I just feel like somebody gets, I don't know, entertaining this. It does something. It takes somebody out of the Queen of Swords. Because again, like I had the Hierophant come out and I wanted to know exactly what the fuck this meant. Okay. I was like, okay. And the Hierophant was like, it feels like, again, because I pick up the energy of the Queen of Swords. And to describe it was the Ten of Wands, which is just like the idea of a higher level commitment or committing to somebody or getting into a relationship with somebody or anything else like that just seems meh. It seems heavier than it should. So it's like somebody avoids it. That's the reason why so-and-so is like, no thanks. Like it would take a really lot to get somebody to come out of the Queen of Swords. It just would. Because the idea of a relationship or love feels heavy. Like somebody who's been doing it on their own this long, you know the saying where it's like, the longer you're single, the harder it is to come out of it because you end up really loving it. Like there's really not a lot that seems pleasurable enough or I don't know, like it's like you see people around you that are so enticed by other certain, and it's like really, that's what impresses you? You think that's worth it? Like it takes a lot, right? So the idea of having a commitment is like right? But then I was like, this feels more like an energy though. Like it's not necessarily telling me what the Hierophant is, especially when it's right next to the Fool and the Page, right? And I'm like, okay. So maybe the idea of starting something new with somebody just isn't in somebody's bag of desires right now. Just isn't. And then yet here we go. I was like, okay, so what does the Hierophant mean? And they're like, oh yeah, we meant relationship. We meant relationship. We really fucking did. Like the Hierophant lovers, and in between it is like sandwiched in between is the Ten of Wands. Like, you know, like for some people, the idea of welcoming somebody into their life almost makes it feel like the load is a little bit lighter, you know, and for whoever this is, this Queen of Swords, it makes it feel more cumbersome, like on the onset, like just the idea of before it ever enters, it feels like, like that doesn't make me, that doesn't make me feel lighter. Like I feel like if you were to tap into your body, whoever the Queen of Swords is, if you were to tap into your body is like, ugh, you know what I mean? It feels heavier. The idea of a relationship feels heavier. And, you know, like you want to feel light and free with the idea of a relationship, and somebody's just not there. So I pulled another card, right, to understand about the foolish man, because over here I'm like, that card of youth really makes me feel like, okay. And the Page of Wands is what came out for the Fool, and I'm like, okay, because you put this, it's like somebody has the energy of not really wanting a partnership, not really having an outlook, feeling like that the whole idea of a higher level commitment or even any kind of commitment right now just doesn't appeal. Thank you. That's the word, appeal to somebody. But we have the Page of Wands with, that's a little spark that starts. Remember in the Hermit, with the Tarot of Sexual Magic, like the Hermit has his candle and the candle's out. You know what I mean? It feels like something lights, something sparks you. There's this new potentiality that gets sparked, right? And so then I pull another card, or no, this is the one that was up, right? Three of Wands. Incoming is what they said. And I'm like, okay. And I feel like that's what's incoming. And I can't imagine being the Queen of Swords who's like, ugh, with like the idea of a higher level commitment. And maybe this is like, I wouldn't mind flirting, but I don't know about whatever, you know, because the idea of like starting to flirt or starting to just be, you know, but like this dude is like, it just feels just like the level of confidence, right? Like he like a challenge. He don't mind a challenge. Like, you ever seen those grown men or women who approach something like I don't know, maybe I have this, maybe I'm a little bit of a Queen of Swords, but sometimes people will be laying it on thick, and I'm like, this is not a movie. This is not a soap opera. You don't gotta be like Rico Suave walking in. Like, I don't know, it feels a little bit much, but it's incoming. The King of Wands has a cup, and it's incoming. Okay. You gotta be shitting me, right? Sorry. I fucking told you, Knight of Wands. Just, yeah. Like, I don't fucking know. I don't know. See, here's the thing, and I got this with this. The first one that came out was the Three of Cups, and I felt like this person's got other options. These are multitude of options, right? This is like more than just an eye on one particular person. There are others around. This is a very social, it's sometimes called the third party type of thing. Although I feel like, I got to be honest with you, the King of Wands doesn't necessarily feel like he's on lock with somebody. And so they may come across a little bit flaky, a little bit like not serious. Fountain of youth. This motherfucker could be a king and is not exactly older. Okay? Might be a little bit younger. Might be a little too excited about love and a little bit coming on strong and like believing in love at first sight and like doesn't mind moving fast and is kind of like just lacks the inhibition, or maybe they just come across like that. Because when you mix the Knight of Wands with the Three of Cups, there's a little bit like, remember when I said somebody feels like they're coming in like Rico Suave? And it's like, dude, this is not a soap opera. This is not a movie. Stop the bullshit, right? That's what it feels like. It's incoming. Like that's how they approach. That's the energy. It just makes you get up in your head like, what is this motherfucker hiding? Like, I feel like I'm reading for the Queen of Swords, okay? Like, what are you hiding with this big ass, boisterous, come on strong bravado almost, right? It's like, because you're the Queen of Swords, when they come in, it doesn't feel like BDE, like they own their presence and it exudes beyond them. It feels a little bit like an act. It feels a little bit like being shoved in your face. And it may just be the way that you perceive things, your perspective, your like got your sword up at the draw kind of situation. Now you might like they might trigger you a little bit. Okay. Five of Swords and the Moon. It's just up in your head, uncertain because you feel like something's being hidden. Like there's just, especially when they're coming across like the Knight of Wands and Three of Cups, right? Two of Wands. I think that's it is. They have you up in your head questioning and being like, yeah, there's a little something, something here that they're not presenting. Like, it's almost like they come across so animated, so like it can't be real, right? Because the Two of Wands is all about taking action towards somebody. So here this motherfucker is. Probably could get anybody. I'm gonna say they're probably good looking. We got the Three of Cups, but they kind of they kind of come across as when they come on strong to you, and you know that they have other potentials, right? You're kind of like questioning, because Two of Wands is choosing the desire they want to take an action towards. Why me? Do I look gullible to you? Do I look like an easy target? Do I look easy to like what? When you got all these people around and they're all looking at you like, ooh la la, Knight of Wands, he's so hot. Whatever, I don't fucking know. It's kind of like you are going, oh, something not right here. Like you're trying to pull one over on me. Five of Swords is all up in the head. Like you mentally, you know what I'm saying? You don't trust it. You fight against this. You think there's something hidden because they're making a move towards you. Okay. Somebody is. Let me clarify the Fool with the Page of Wands. Yeah. Okay, Storm and Tarot. The Fool and the Page of Wands together. Because there's a little bit of like, I feel like a spark. But the energy that this person has, it's like, I feel like even if you kind of a little bit secretly liked it, you'd be like, Yeah, no. No. Like, oh, it might be fun, but like my Queen of Swords is too strong. I've already cut this motherfucker's head off. Already done it. Mm-mm. In my mind, you are done. There's a sincerity here. I just feel like somebody, like the Queen of Swords is like, yeah, right. There's a catch. Mm-mm. To have all of that, I'm over here doing me, projecting into the universe as much as I can that, no, thank you. Like my outlook on a relationship, and this fucker points me out of the crowd. Like, it's like, and then comes on strong without you having done anything to give anybody any kind of indication. Like, it gotta be fake, ulterior motive, something ain't right? And I'm over here going, but there's a little something. There's something. Okay. A little bit of a flame has been initiated. There's a whole new start showing up. And Spirit's like Ace of Cups. Mm-hmm. With the Three of Pentacles. This would be a cup worth taking, worth working and collaborating with, worth building with. And if that wasn't enough to convince you, this is a Knight of Pentacles. Like, the cup being offered is hella stable, secure, trustworthy, honorable, integral. So I don't know why I just heard this. I literally, when I was doing this, I heard, well, what's wrong with the man then? I'm like, oh, why would you say that? What's wrong with the, like, I don't know who said that. I didn't say that this person was a man. But somebody's like, well, what's wrong with them then? You think something's wrong with somebody because they're so excited about you. So, because they're showing up, Fountain of Youth, like, they're coming across like a big kid when it comes to this. Like, they can't hide their interest. I want to say there may be a slight goofiness to it. So, you know what I mean? Like, you know, when somebody says something to you and they can't stop grinning, you're like, the fuck is going on? And you're like, in your head, Five of Swords, like, what the? Like, what? Three of Pentacles. This is all about collaboration, working together, building something together. This is like, we got Ace of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. That's worth investing in. But something about the way it comes across. Is it though? Is it? Because here's the thing. If you was in the Queen of Wands, just feeling it like you the shit, feeling your stuff, feeling confident, feeling good in your skin, wouldn't you be like, of course you want to approach me? Like, what? But you're in the Queen of Swords. Like, I did not. Like, I just feel like saying, what about this? Said, come over and talk to me. Like, that's what it feels like. I'm not saying that's how it's going to happen, but okay, tell me about the Page of Wands. Tell me about the Page of Wands. God, we're not taking the book. We're just going to take the, okay. Well, here you are. The Four of Cups. Like, the whole idea and notion of, I see what's in front of me. Remember I told you the Queen of Swords is kind of like, you better, like, something massive better show up. Like, it's got to be really good to get me out of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I'm not wasting my time. Like either you show up correct or immediately in any bit of the interaction, it's a no. It's a no. I don't even need to get to know you. I don't need to know. It's a no. And that's the Four of Cups, right? Because you're looking at like the options thus far have been that. And you may have taken yourself out of the game. You took yourself out of the game, right? Because in the Four of Cups, in traditional Rider Waite, you see the 3 cups. The bitch Jen walked back over to the tree and sat down and was like, put herself on timeout, okay? And it's almost as if like either sometimes they are ignoring the option that spirit puts before them, or they haven't yet quite seen it. It's a very apathetic, meh energy. 4 of Cups, right? So have you been in this energy for so long that you... King of Wands. King of Wands. King of Wands again. This motherfucker showing up. He's showing up. You are in this apathetic, like, that when it's almost as if it's like when spirit's like on a silver platter, here you go, you're like, ugh. Like, I feel like it comes out your mouth before you even have a set, like, almost like a knee-jerk reaction. Again, if you were in your Queen of Wands energy, like just feeling yourself really confident, playful, boisterous, flirtatious, all that kind of stuff, feeling good, like you would probably be more receptive to this. But you're in your Queen of Swords, and it shows up. I don't know. But you're in your 4 of Cups when the King of Wands shows up, okay? You're in 4 of Cups. Holy shit. And then the King of Wands shows up, and like I said, on a dime, things change. Like, I don't know if it's on a dime, because I feel like when they first present, you're like, I don't know if you're wearing it on your face. I almost feel like the Queen of Swords kind of wears shit on her face, right? Like, she don't keep shit. She might be, but she don't necessarily keep shit. With her sword up, she don't keep it to herself. She's like, you know what I mean? We have the Wheel of Fortune. This motherfucker here is going to change it, and it's going to irritate the shit out of you that it does. I just feel it. I can't imagine the Queen of Swords not being irritated. You have been saying this entire time, either come correct or don't come at all. And a motherfucker had the audacity to show up correct. And you, because you got your sword drawn, got to find something. I don't like the way you're presenting. What's wrong? Now, see, I feel like that's more of a reflection of where you've been, because you're not feeling yourself. And so you're looking at, like, what are you hiding? Like, what are you coming at? Like, it's like the idea of, like, somebody coming on so strong, it's almost that used car salesman type of energy. You know, when someone really tries to sell you on something. And so you feel like they're laying on thick. And you're like, what are you trying to cover? Why do I need to be sold on you? Kind of thing, right? But, and sometimes the Queen of Swords can do this too, right? That's not the energy I'm getting. With the 10 of Wands mixed with the Queen of Swords, but, you know, like the Queen of Wands would have been like going toe to toe. Like, it'd have been like this little fun little back and forth and everything else like that. But here you are, meh, with everything. Right? Then put yourself on some kind of timeout. Not even looking. I'm not even going to look in the direction of the cup coming out of the sky, because I don't give a shit if spirit brings something here. No. This motherfucker right here, he shows up and shit changes. That's why we have the Fool with the Page of Wands. That's why it feels like, no, this fucker here is the one that gets me to go, Like, what? I feel a little irritated. And you are a little bit. See, this Four of Pentacles is the idea of, it's a little bit different than apathy. It is the hesitancy, right? Four of Pentacles is kind of like trying to maintain a status quo. Like, it's the idea of like knowing the difference of when to invest and when to hold back, right? And sometimes we can hold back too much and get really stringent and stubborn and stingy with our energy and our time and wanting to share our life, because the Pentacles is all about our actual life in and of itself, right? And it's like, when do I hold back and wait, and when do I actually invest, right? So, and sometimes we get kind of like, oh, I don't want to give too much to this. So there's this like, they're giving me a song. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. Can you imagine? Like, she feels a little bit like, what? I almost want to be like, Spirit, this is what you bring me after all this time? There's something about the presentation, and it's I want to question, is it the presentation though, or is it the energy you're in? Because in your mind, you've already already done. But something about this, they said, marks a new beginning. We have the Four of Wands. In case you haven't been keeping count, we have the Four of Cups, the Four of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. Yeah, that's what we got. 444. For some, that's like the idea of the heavens or the spirit realm playing a factor, allowing you to know that they're present in this situation, providing guidance. I heard interference. Oh, isn't that funny? Four of Pentacles and then the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is like, this is a solid foundation. This could lead to something. This is kind of like the start of something. So they gave me the word milestone. And that's what this card is. A milestone is also a little bit like a noteworthy moment in one's life. And then, of course, if you go with some of the more modern takes on the Four of Wands, this is the 1111 card, because generally speaking, in most of the tarot decks, you'll see the four wands acting as if like they're the pillars, but it looks like 1111, and that's always connected with like soul connections, divine counterparts, things like that. And look at the two in this deck. The two coming together. It's a Four of Wands. It's the start of like your future. It is like the start of a new life. And so this is like a promising new start. Well, let's address this then. Let's address the Ten of Wands. Something about the idea of, because we got the Hierophant with the Lovers, which a commitment. Flat the fuck out, commitment. I don't care which way it goes. It is a commitment, right? Marriage or not, even if that's not what you want, it is like a commitment. I don't know how else to say it. And the Ten of Wands is the energy you're in right now. Again, remember I said, is it so much them or is it you? Because if you're in a different energy, you'd perceive it differently, right? And maybe what's kept you in this Queen of Swords is this energy of the Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands is the Lord of Oppression, but the Ten of Wands is also the end of it. The Ten of Wands is also the no longer having to do it all on your own. That's what's brought that's what's been so oppressive about the energy, is the weight of having to do it all on your own, correct? And so is it so much that you were like, meh, and like, ugh, about it, or is it just the energy that you've been in that makes the whole idea of a higher level commitment feel laborious and oppressive and heavy? Is it? So let's ask. And they're reminding me that the Lovers is the choice card, right? And the reason why they choose the Lovers as the choice, like being simultaneously the choice card, is because love is a choice. You cannot force somebody to love. It is an act that they enter into willingly, of their own volition, of their own choice. You can't force somebody to love. So it's one of those things where it's like, just a reminder, this isn't something where it's as if you lack choice in the matter. Hence why, even though you're still in the Queen of Swords energy, it still shows up. You get to choose how you approach this, how you see this, what you do with it. Because that would defeat the entire purpose of love. This is just one of those things that has to be chosen. So why would it arrive now? Why wouldn't it? Empress. Ace of Wands. The Page of Wands is that passion that is going to get reignited. There's just something that excites you. There's a level of chemistry. There's a level of fire that gets reignited inside of you with this new connection. And they're just saying that this could give birth to a lot. If you allow it. If you choose it. Oh, they're getting cheesy now. They said eternal flame. And I'm like, oh, that is so, this is you. Soap opera-ish. Like, okie dokie. Hanged Man. It's all, I feel like everything is right now about your perspective on it and how you choose to view it and see it, and like your choice. And they're asking you to see this differently, to approach this from a different perspective, to recognize that really the way something is presented to you and comes to you and how you feel about it when it does has more to do with the energy that you've been in, the stance that you've taken, your outlook on love or relationships at this point in time, more so than it does this person or the legitimacy of this option or what it can bring, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, you wouldn't be like, why? Like, what's going on? Like, I just feel like there's some ulterior, like, what are you hiding? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it that, or is it just the lens you're approaching this with? Are you going to approach this with the I'll cut his head off, or the potentiality? The Empress. Would you let this passion bloom? Would you let this passion, this chemistry ignite? would you at least give it the time so that it can reveal itself to you? So maybe don't be so quick, like the Queen of Swords is, where you're already in your head, you're like, "Neat," because of the way that it's presented, the way that you're interpreting the presentation, the initiation of this, and maybe allow itself the time to reveal itself in the full light, right? Much like this moon card. Okay, and I'm gonna pick a different deck, and then we'll pull some more, and we'll be done after this. I gotta say, King of Wands is coming on as very passionate, and that may come across for somebody who is very in a very analytical, logical, practical type of mindset, like analysis. Is it really worth all that? Is it really so great that you got to behave like that? It's just one of those things where it's like surely nobody really behaves that way. I don't know. It just feels sus to somebody. Okay. So what do you want to say about this then? Because it does feel like something comes through a little bit. Does it? Sunlight Tarot, does it? Does the Queen of Swords get fuck kind of thing, you know? Like, does it? Hold on, just a second. There's some level of bear with me. We got the Justice card, where the scales on one side have a brand new beginning. And a scale on the other that has nothing in it. And in this deck, they're even. And they keep bringing me to the Alpha and the Omega. Like the beginning is the end is the beginning. All being interconnected, all one. And there's something about bringing it into balance. The only way I know how to connect them is we have the Page of Pentacles with the Ace of Cups. This is a part of your new path. This is a part of your new cycle. I just feel as if when I have the Page of Wands and the Page of Pentacles, it is like giving something a little bit of, like, not jumping all in, but like with the Moon card, almost like giving it enough wiggle room to see. It is not cutting it completely off right from the get-go, even though your first mental thought is, but it's like giving it the room to breathe, to show you what's really there. And I think what you're going to find is by giving it just enough space, because the idea here is like there's an equal balance. Like this is the idea that like the rest of your life being balanced out with this new beginning. Like this new beginning, the fact that this egg doesn't weigh down the scales and tip the scales tells me that it actually brings things into balance. Does that make sense? It's as if it's like there's something about not putting overly too much into one area. Like this won't be a scenario where suddenly love becomes the most important thing in your life, and it tips things out of balance. But it almost puts things in balance. It's almost as if it's like it helps you to start this new path, this new phase of life in balance, to allow a little bit of this in your life. The fact that it's a Page of Wands and a Page of Pentacles is almost like it is giving it permission. Like pages are like in its innocent stage, in its entertaining it, right? I'm going to entertain this. I'll let it reveal to me whether or not it's worth my energy, but I haven't cut it off. Does that make sense? And I think that's what you end up doing, despite however this presents to you. Because it just somehow brings in balance. It does not tip the scales. It puts the scales back where they belong. Such a weird way of putting it. But despite all of this, whatever, it feels like you will actually give it the time of day. And it might be a little irritating because you feel a little something. And you might give that little something permission to catch fire, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. This person, very already like convinced, comes on strong. Whoever I'm reading for is just feeling a little, A funny thing is, though, when you give a flame just enough room to breathe, it can catch fire very fast. And I feel like that's all that Spirit feels like needs to happen. Because with the Empress and the Ace of Wands, it's like this could catch on. The Empress is actually giving birth to something. It is like, and giving it, it's an abundant card next to a flame, like it's only going to grow. And that was the idea of the Three of Pentacles. Like this is something that can grow. Yeah. Just feel I feel like the Queen of Swords is cautious though. I'm trying to see. Sorry, guys. They're giving. I'm like, are they going to turn into the Queen of Wands at some point? Never came out. Because, like I said, if you were the Queen of Wands, I feel like you'd interpret this whole thing differently. Wouldn't be so off-put by who's coming in, the way in which they're presenting. You wouldn't think there was some ulterior motive or something hidden. Like the Queen of Wands would almost enjoy it to a certain degree. And there's like a youthful fervor about this person that comes in. So sure that they come across, they're King of Wands, but they come across a little bit like a Knight of Wands. So yeah, there you go. I'm so sorry. No tarot sexual magic today. Yeah, that is what it is. All right, guys. I hope that finds whoever it is meant for. Yeah, and I will see you all later this week. I hope you have a good day. Bye.